So happy Women's Day, everyone. Today's International Women's Day. And if you've ever had a conversation with me or anything like that, which you probably haven't, or you may have, who knows, uh, you know that I'm not like a feminist or anything like that by any means. Well, I mean, like at least what you think of when you think of feminist. I'm no more of a feminist than I am like a meninist. It's kind of a joke to me. I think equal rights are what is important, and so like I thought that there were some important parts of the feminism back in the day, and I think that there are important feminine rights that need to be addressed currently in the state that we're in, involving radical Islam or just Islam in general. Really, the ideas in Islam horribly affect women. I so I made a post saying Happy Women's Day on Facebook, and of course, I got a little bit of a kind of a back, a little bit of hissiness back from some men, which is fine because they assume that I'm going probably in a completely different direction than I actually am when I talk about these things. So I just wanted to clarify. I think Women's Day is very important because, well, I think everyone's important, and why not have a Women's Day? Why not have a Men's Day, which we have? It's November 19th. Why not have a Children's Day, which we have? It's June 1st. It's cute, really. But it's important also, currently, to me at least, to think about Women's Day in the sense of to think about the women that actually do need some help in their rights area. Like maybe feminism could have been useful to do some cultures like in the East with people under Islamic law. Women under Islamic law do not have the same rights and privileges that women like myself in the States have. And you know what's unfortunate is that when I was making this point online, I wanted to say the West, privilege like the West, but you can't really even say that anymore because Islam has greatly affected some of our Western countries like France and Germany and Sweden. And I mean, like, I'm sure there's a lot of that going on in France with the rape and stuff, but just in Germany and Sweden, the rape you hear about so much. You hear about so much rape and what happened on Cologne and in, what was it, 2015? New Year? That was disgusting. Like, it was 2016, that's right, 2016. And so I think women's rights need to still be thought about. I think that in America we're pretty well set. We're more privileged than men actually. Really, I think men need to get some of their rights back here. And in the East, in Muslim countries, women should get some rights for sure. I'm absolutely pro women's rights, pro men's rights, to a degree pro children's rights because children just don't have the same rights as adults because they're not developmentally prepared to handle the responsibilities that come with certain rights. But women and men, yeah, absolutely equal rights. Like, no problem. No one that I know, like, personally, other than maybe, like, people like that are religious from the Middle East, which still, I've only had maybe two horribly misogynistic people talk to me online that were worth addressing. One guy was some just like butthurt white guy from the East, or I'm sorry, from the West, and the other guy was some butthurt. I don't know specifics of what his race was, but somewhere in, I want to say, Egypt. No, no, no. I don't think it was Egypt, but one of the Middle Eastern countries who had said, like, don't get me wrong, I get a lot of shit from Middle Eastern men, but the worst thing I ever had said to me, was by a Middle Eastern man who told me that I'm like a animal. Women are like animals. They eat and live and know how to have sex, something like that, and then they just die like animals. That was the worst thing. But you're gonna get comments like that, and I expect it from any races, any cultures, anything. But the Islamic culture, the Quran itself, Muhammad himself wrote the Quran. Yeah, maybe it gave women more rights than other faiths had, but that's not an improvement. Saying that someone's treated better than what the Bible suggests women should be treated like is not a high standard. Uh, I'm glad that maybe that helped them at the time, but it's hurt not just women, but Islamic peoples as a whole, not just women. But to try to like suggest that feminism and Islam are one and the same, like can in any way be compatible, it just goes to show you how much of a joke feminism has become, not how tolerant Islam has become. Of course, not all Muslims are assholes. Obviously, I shouldn't have to say that. But the book, the Quran, and the ideology of Islam treat women as property, like any other one of the Abrahamic religions. Sorry. Like, you might say it's slightly better. Okay, cool, yeah, awesome. But there's a lot in the Quran that's not better. In fact, a lot of it is really terrifying, just like the First Testament, just like parts of the Second Testament. It's an authoritarian religion. What do you want? You really think that it's an authoritarian religion that had it starting from the Abrahamic text of fucking the First Testament from the Second Testament to this? Do you really think that's gonna be that good? And I'm sorry, but even if you're a Christian, you can understand that the First Testament is pretty harsh, and you can even understand that women are thought of basically as property according to those texts. It's no different in the Quran. And I'm just really hating the fact that we're seeing everyone turn a blind eye to this. How is everyone turning a blind eye to this? I don't understand. Why are we not having people, get upset about Christian rights then? If you can't talk about Islam, then people should be like, oh, well, you shouldn't be able to talk about Christianity in a negative light either. You can't talk about how terrible Islam is to women, then I don't want to hear another fucking word about how terrible Judaism and Christianity is with women. They're all horribly bad. Why is it so hard to get that? Like, even still, honestly, from what I've been learning about it historically too, Islam is particularly bad. I'm sorry, but I don't understand how we can look at Women's Day, International Women's Day, and not think about Islam. The main thing on my mind today, so far, has been Islam. Thinking about the women in other countries that don't have it as lucky as I do in the States, that don't have it as lucky as you do, like in Canada or in parts of Europe where they aren't getting ravaged and terribly brutalized on a daily basis. But that's all. I just wanted to throw it out there. I'm not a feminist per se. I do believe in some feminist ideas like, equal rights and voting. Classic feminist ideas that are more just egalitarian ideas, not this weird new feminist stuff. But I don't know how you can ignore it and act like this is a useless day when there's so much stuff that has to be done for everyone, including women. It's not useless. It's weird. Yeah, it's pointless if you think about it in the sense of thinking about it in American politics and American laws and American culture. It doesn't make any sense because we don't have those issues, and the most you hear people bitching about around these parts are like, oh, my pink tax, or stuff like that, man spread, and but and plus being like we're basically an atheist, like a agnostic atheist, in the way that I talk about things. Being a woman, if I would have been born and it's in like some crazy Middle Eastern country, would I even be alive right now to say this? Good chance I wouldn't be. Just saying. Just saying, guys. Well, I just wanted to throw it out there. And again, International Men's Day is November 19th, and International Children's Day is June 1st. And this just happens to be Women's Day. And I thought we should just show some support for our metaphorical sisters who have to deal with real sexism on a daily basis. Not to say that we don't deal with sexism, but like real intense, serious sexism. Not like, oh, like your tits, mate, or something like that, or like nice ass guy, but like serious, don't go to school, or we'll throw battery acid in your face kind of shit. You know what I mean? Real sexism. Happy Women's Day. And for all you women who don't have equal rights in countries where you actually should have some more rights, I'm sorry. And if you can actually get a chance to listen to this, I feel for you, and I hope that things can change. I just don't really know what to do other than talk about it. Have a good one, guys. Thank you.